Good morning once again, everyone. We are now at our 10th week for business mathematics. So for this week, our topic is depreciation, reducing charge method. And for this week, we will comprehend methods of calculating depreciation changes. Also identify the factors to be considered when choosing a depreciation method, and also determine the impact on profits by using different depreciation methods. So this is like a continuation for our week 9 discussion. So once again, I will show you a video discussion made by Miss April Velaras regarding week's 10 topic. So this is the video made by Miss April Velaras for week 10 discussion.
And we also talk about asset, and we said that an asset is anything with a dollar value or money value. And it can be either tangible or intangible. So ano ba yung mga asset natin na tangible? Ito yung mga pwede nating i-touch. Halimbawa, office building, asset mo yan, delivery truck, computers, what else? Yung mga ibang asset na pwedeng i-touch. Cellphones, ayun, yung mga laptops, cars, and everything. That can be touched. So we call them as tangible asset. And for intangible, these are assets that can't be touched. Okay? Pero, pwede rin siyang bilhin at pagbili. Okay? It can still be bought or sold. So examples are yung mga patent, copyright, and other intellectual property. Kaya nga may mga nagkakademandahan tungkol sa mga intangible asset din, di ba? Kasi may mga, yung tawag natin sa mga hackers, okay, ganun. And both of these assets, the tangible and intangible assets, can be depreciated. So, nade-depreciate din sila. And in the case of intangible assets, the act of depreciation is what we call yung amortization. Okay? Now, talking about our topic for today, reducing balance depreciation. So, what is reducing balance depreciation? So, reducing balance depreciation is a method of calculating depreciation whereby an asset is expensed at asset percentage. Okay? So, it is at asset percentage. So, the reducing balance of depreciation results in declining depreciation expenses with each accounting period. Okay? So, with each accounting period. And in other words, more depreciation is charged at the beginning of an asset's lifetime and less is charged towards the end. Okay? So, reducing balance depreciation is also known as declining balance depreciation or diminishing balance depreciation. Okay? Yan. So, how are we going to calculate the reducing balance depreciation? So, paano natin siya i-calculate ngayon? So, for us to calculate reducing balance depreciation, these are the things that you will need to know. First is about the asset cost. So, dapat alam natin yung original value of the asset plus any additional cost required to get the asset ready for its intended use. So, yun yung asset cost. Another one is the residual cost, value. This is also known as the scrap or salvage value. So this is the value of the asset once it reaches the end of its useful life. Okay, so may scrap value din naman. So kailangan hindi siya masyadong may issue para mabenta mo pa din yung asset na yan. Okay? Another one is the depreciation factor, and this correlates to the percentage the asset will depreciate by each year. Halimbawa, 2 is 200%, 0.5 is 50%, ganon. Okay? And using this information, the reducing balance method calculation Yeah, the reducing balance method calculates depreciation in 2 steps. So ano ba yung dalawang steps na yan in calculating depreciation? Okay, using the information that I mentioned earlier. So step 1 is to calculate the depreciation charge using the formula. Okay, so ito yung formula natin. Depreciation charge per year is equal to uh, net book value minus the residual value times the depreciation factor. Okay, another one is for step 2, subtract the depreciation charge from the current book value to calculate the remaining book value. Okay? So, ayun. And these steps should be repeated annually. Okay? So, annually siya dapat na ginagawa throughout the asset's useful life. Okay? And in the final year of the asset's useful life, ano yung gagawin mo? You have to or you should subtract the residual value from the current book value and record the amount as an expense. Okay, so nire-record mo na dapat yung amount niya as an expense. Alright? So you have to bear in mind that this is just one way of calculating residual value. And there are a few other calculations and formulas, but yung approach na to is one of the most simple. So ito yung pinakita ko sa inyong formula. This is one of the most simple and it is therefore suitable for lalo na yung mga small businesses at saka yung mga freelancers. Okay? So madali lang itong magpag-calculate ng reducing balance reducing balance method. Okay? Especially kapag maliit pa lang yung business mo or you are a freelancer. Okay? So reducing balance depreciation versus straight line depreciation. So do you remember your straight line method last week? So in here, there are several ways, right, of calculating depreciation. And one of the most commonly used depreciation methods is yung straight line depreciation. So in here, meron silang differences and similarity. Alright? So ano ba yung main na similarity nila? So the reducing balance and straight line methods of depreciation is that they are based on time rather than usage. Okay, yan yung similarities nila. So, nakabase sila sa time, hindi sa usage. Yung difference naman, the reducing balance and straight line methods of depreciation is that while the reducing balance method charges depreciation as a percentage of an asset's book value, the straight line method expenses the same amount each year. Okay? So, expenses the same amount each year. So, which method of depreciation should I use? So, ano ba dapat yung gagamitin nating method of depreciation? So, the reducing balance method of depreciation is most useful when an asset has higher utility or productivity at the start of its useful life, as it results in depreciation expenses that reflect the asset's productivity, functionality, and capacity to generate revenue, right? Halimbawa, there are many types of machinery that have higher functionality when they are new and therefore generate more revenue in the earlier years of their lives. 'Di ba? So may higher functionality sila. Kaya kailangan sulitin mo yung gastos mo diyan bago pa siya mag-depreciate, 'di ba? Ayan. And the reducing balance methods of depreciation reflects this more accurately than other depreciation methods. Okay, and on the other hand, the straight line depreciation results in equal depreciation expenses and therefore cannot account for higher levels of productivity and functionality at the beginning of an asset's useful life. Okay? And nonetheless, the straight line method is much easier to calculate. Okay, kaya it is easier to calculate and might therefore be a more suitable option for freelancers or small business owners who manage their own finances. Okay? So we have the reducing charge method. First one is about the sum of years digits method or yung SYDM na sinasabi natin. So ito, the sum of the years digits method of depreciation is one of the techniques which is based on the assumption that the particular depreciable asset is normally more productive when it is new, just like any machines or equipment. Ayan. So, syempre naman, it is, normally talaga yun, it is more productive kasi nga bago lang yan, di ba? Unless nabili mo siya ng second hand, ganun. As it become old, its productivity decreases. Okay? So we have the formula for sum of years digits is equal to the base amount times useful life over the sum of years digits. Okay? So yung base amount natin, that is the difference between the original cost and the salvage value. And yung useful life is the useful life of the assets in year. Yun yung N, denoted by N. And the sum of years digits, which is equal to the N times the quantity of N plus 1 over 2. Okay, let's have an example. A brand new machine is worth 450,000 pesos with a salvage value of 50,000 pesos after 4 years. So, prepare a depreciation schedule of the machine. So, paano natin yan gagawin? So, we have first to identify our given. So in our problem, we have the base amount, all right? Base amount, which is equal to 450,000, all right? Minus the, sinasabi natin kanina, base amount is the difference between the original cost and the salvage value. Kaya ito yung original cost minus the salvage value na 50,000. Tama? Ayan. So, ito yung SV, which is the salvage value. So, this is now equal to 400,000 pesos. Okay? And we also have the useful life of the machine, which is 4 years. So, yung salvage value niya na 50,000 after 4 years. Okay, so we got the base amount, which is 400 equal to 400. And we have to get the SYD. So, ano yung SYD natin? Sum of years digit. Okay, so sum of years digit. So, yung useful life natin, it is denoted by small letter n. Okay, so kung maalala nyo yung formula natin ng SYD, this is equal to n times the quantity of n plus 1 over 2. Diba? Ayan. So, substitute lang natin yung value ng useful life, which is 4 times 4 plus 1 over 2. So, this is equal to 10. Alright? Ayan. Diba? So, 4 20. Yeah. 4 plus 1 is 5 times 4. 20 divided by 2 is 10. Okay. And then, we have to prepare the depreciation schedule of the machine. So, una is yung year. So yung useful life ng brand new machine is 4 years. So, dapat meron tayong 4 na taon. Alright? So we should have the 4 years. So for the base amount, magkano ulit yung base amount? 400,000. Tama? So it should be 400,000. Yan. And then, for the first year, yung depreciation factor niya, syempre, 410 yan, 310. Kasi nagde-depreciate yung factor nung machine. Nagde-depreciate siya. So, for the annual depreciation, we have to multiply the depreciation factor by the base amount. Okay? So this is equal to 160,000. So the accumulated depreciation is equal to 160,000 pesos on the first year. Another one is on the second year. So we have to multiply the base amount by our depreciation factor. So this is equal to 120,000. Alright? Tapos i-add natin yung first year of our accumulated depreciation. So this is equal to 280,000 pesos. Right? Next is yung pangatlong taon. Alright? So the depreciation factor is 210 times the base amount of 400,000. So this is now equal to 80,000. Kasi add lang natin doon sa previous year niya. So this is equal to 360,000. And then the final year, yung kaapat na taon, multiplied by the base amount na 400,000. So this is now equal to 40,000. And add natin sa previous year, 400,000 pesos. So, tama ba yung paglabas ng base amount from the accumulated depreciation after 4 years? Yes, so 400,000 pesos. So, that is about the sum of years digit method. Okay, so that is the depreciation wherein it is based on the assumption that the particular depreciable asset is normally more productive when it is just new. So, ayan. So, from 450, naging 400,000 after 4 years. Okay? And we have the double declining balance method or the DDBM. Okay? So, this method of depreciation is somewhat like an ordinary straight line method of depreciation. First, we find the depreciation rate using the straight line method 1 over n, and then multiply it by 200% or double the percentage of the depreciation 1 over n times 2. Okay, kasi 200%. So this is what we call the double declining balance depreciation. Okay? So, ayan. So, the depreciation rate is equal to 2 over n. Where DR is yan, depreciation rate, n is the estimated useful life of your asset. Okay? So, paano natin malalaman yung double declining balance method ng isang asset? Let's have an example here. So, an asset has an original cost of 120,000 pesos with an estimated useful life of 6 years. Ayan. So, yung asset na yan na nagko-cost ng 120 has an estimated useful life of 6 years. So, what is the estimated scrap or salvage value of the end of its useful life? So, after that, construct a depreciation schedule using double declining balance method. And then, round the amounts to the nearest peso. Alright? So, how is that? So, identify muna natin yung given So we have the given in our problem. So nabanggit dun sa problem yung original cost, which is 120,000 pesos. And okay, so its estimated useful life is 6 years. So we are going to use the formula of depreciation rate, the DR, which is equal to 2 over n. So 2 over 6 is equal to 1/3. Ayan. For our annual depreciation schedule, since 6 na taon, okay? So, all right. So the asset has an estimated useful life of 6 years. Kaya we have estimated it into 6 years. Okay. So, ayan. And we have the okay. So, tuloy lang natin. So, on the first year, the original cost is 120,000. Okay. And the depreciation rate is, so each year, the depreciation rate is 1/3. Okay, yun yung nakuha natin kanina. So, 1/3. Right? So, for the first year, it cost 120,000 with depreciation rate. Kaya yung depreciation on the first year is 40,000. So, the accumulated depreciation is equal to 40,000. And the book value is 80,000. So, i-add lang natin yung accumulated at saka yung final. Okay. And then, so the book value on the second year is 80,000 with the depreciation rate of 1/3. So this is equal to 26,666. Okay. So this is now equal to 66,667. Okay. And for the book value is equal to 53,333. So, ito na yung cost niya on the third year. Okay? With 1/3 depreciation rate, so this is equal to 17,778. Okay? So, for the accumulated depreciation on the third year is 84,445. So, the book value now is 35,555. Okay? And so, this is now the cost for the fourth year. O, di ba? Nag-depreciate. So, with 1/3 depreciation rate, this is equal now to 11,852. So the accumulated depreciation is 96,297. And the book value is 23,703. So the new book value on the fourth year is the cost for the fifth year. So ito na yung cost niya with 1/3 depreciation rate, which is equal to 7,901. So the accumulated depreciation now is equal to 104,198. And the book value is 15,802. Okay? So dito na tayo sa sixth year with 1/3 depreciation equals to 5,267. And the accumulated depreciation is now equal to 109,465. And the book value is 10,535. So, paano natin nakuha yan? So, we have here the computation for our year 1. Okay. So, this is equal to 120,000 times yung 1/3 na depreciation rate equals to 40,000. So, we have the cost, 120,000 minus the yun yung depreciation natin na 40,000. So, 40,000. Kaya, naging 80. Okay, so sinubtract lang natin yung original cost dun sa nakuha nating value. Okay, so year 2, continue lang yung step. Yan, yung bagong cost times, I'm sorry, this is 1/3. Okay, 1/3, kaya 26,667. Okay, so ibawas lang natin siya. Kaya yung cost nito ay 53,333. And for the 3rd year, 53,333 times 1/3. Kaya this is equal to 17,778. Okay? So for the cost, ibawas natin siya dun sa nakuha nating value. Okay? So this is equal now to 35,555. Okay? Ayan. Kaya yung salvage value dito is equal to 10,535. Ayan. So, 4th year, so 35,555 times 1/3. So, this is equal to 11,852. Okay, bawas lang natin dyan. So, cost minus 11,852. So, this is equal to 23,703. So, in the 5th year, so 23,703 times yung depreciation rate. So, this is equal to 7,901. Okay? So, ibawas lang natin siya dun sa bagong cost. Kaya, this is equal to, so dito na lang, 7, 15, wala ito, 15,802. Okay? And sa final year niya, yung machine o yung asset, so 15,802 times rate of depreciation equals to 5,267. And then, kunin lang natin yung difference. So, this is now equal to 10,535. Alright? Ayan. So, sorry. Kaya yung salvage value niya ay, mali pala yun. Nauna naman na siya. Okay. So, that was the salvage value. Ayan na yung salvage value nung asset mo that with the original cost of 120,000 pesos, estimated 6 years useful life. O yan. So, Yun yung nakuha natin na salvage value niya. 10,535 pesos. Okay, so after 6 years, ito na yung salvage value ng original cost ng asset mo na 120,000 pesos. Okay? Ayan. So, para hindi malugi, anong gagawin mo sa asset mo? Para hindi ka malugi after ng pag na-reach mo na yung useful life niya, tapos magrereklamo ka ngayon, luging-lugi ka, eh hindi mo ginamit, 'di ba? Hindi mo iningatan. Kaya habang bago, ayan, sulitin. Para pagdating ng useful life niya, wala kang sisisihin. Tama? So, para hindi lugi yung gastos mo dun sa asset na yan. Okay? So, that is about our depreciation reducing charge method. Okay? So, I hope you understand our discussion, especially our examples on how to calculate depreciation using the reducing charge method. Okay? And for your activity for this week, all you have to do is to solve the following given problems. All right? So, again, read, understand, and analyze the problem before you answer. All right? So, show your complete solutions. And ito na naman, answers only means 0. Okay? So, answers only means 0. No solutions, 0. Alright? So, every solutions marks a point. Kaya kapag answers only ka lang, 0 ka. Useless. So, well, anyway, may examples naman tayo dun sa printed modules nyo. All you have to do is to base from it, understand, and analyze. Alright? So, I'll be expecting your requirements to be submitted anytime this week. So that's all. Thank you and God bless.
So we have seen the discussion between Ms. April Benaras. So she also explained all the activities for the week as well. So let's proceed back to our discussion. So again, for week 10, we have discussed and comprehend methods of calculating depreciation charges. Also, identify the factors to be considered when choosing a depreciation method and determine the impact on profits by using different depreciation methods. So before ending this lesson, I would like to say thank you everyone and share a Bible verse from the book of Mark, chapter 9, verse 23. Said Jesus, everything is possible for one who believes. So thank you once again, everyone, and God bless.